Dear friends, you are welcome to the DTU studio. In today's program of ROOBAROO, I bring you face to face with Dr. Durga D Agrawal. He is the founder, the chairman, the owner and whatnot of the piping technologies of Houston. Dr. Durga D Agrawal, not only that he is an entrepreneur, not only that he is a businessman, but he is a generous man. And I always love to meet him, and he is a company you would always desire to be with him. Sir, rather I know calling you sir, you always say no, call me Durga. So Durga, you have been a student of Delhi College of Engineering, the then Delhi College of Engineering, and now Delhi Technological University, and you passed out in 1967,
Yes.
right? And you have such a great belongingness to this institution that often on whenever you get an opportunity, you come back again and again to this institution, and you are always willing to give something. You are always willing to share something. You own it more than anybody else owns it. How do you have this desire in yourself?
Well, thank you for saying that. I think where I am today happened because of Delhi College of Engineering. I learned a whole lot from here. My tuition fee was probably 20 rupees per month or 20 rupees per year. You don't get this kind of education in the US for less than $250,000. You have to pay $50,000 to $60,000 per year, and we got that education from Delhi College of Engineering, Government of India. So we always feel that if there is any way we can give back, we should try to give back. I learned so many things here, so much camaraderie, learned from the fellow students, and learned from the professors, and outside the classroom, inside the classroom, and participated in sports. We could do anything we wanted to do, and it was a lot of fun.
You belong to Delhi?
No, sir. I come from Madhya Pradesh.
Okay.
My parents were in Haryana. They migrated to Madhya Pradesh, a remote place in Madhya Pradesh called Lakhanpur. And this was a small village with a population of 600 people where I grew up.
Okay.
With no electricity, no water supply, no railroad. And in rainy season, all these rivers will be flooded around that area and will be totally cut off from the nearest town.
So you would walk, you would swim and cross the...
Well, not really, but yes, we didn't have a high school. So for high school, I had to go out of town to Ambikapur. There were 6-7 rivers between Lakhanpur and Ambikapur. And when rivers were flooded, we'll have to go on the boat. When rivers were not flooded, then somebody will hold our hand and we'll cross the river. This is the kind of background I come from. I come from a totally remote place, unique background, and it was a lot of fun.
You know, I was reading the excerpts of the book we are coming up with, Because the Sky is the Limit, which is about the biographies of our alumnus of Delhi College of Engineering and Delhi Technological University. And in that I came to know you really have lots of inspiration from your father. You have mental guidance from him, his beliefs and his way of life.
Yes, sir. I think my parents, my father in particular, and also the other people, cousins, uncles, and my siblings, I learned a whole lot from them. Like they say that it takes a village to raise a child. I'm totally product of that. I learned so many things from so many people. I'm totally indebted to all of those people. And of course, learning to give, I learned from my father and feel good about giving. And that was a wonderful feeling.
You also share a wonderful relationship with your brother also. I've seen you really look like, twin brothers, your Shiv Das Agrawal and you. Whenever I see you interacting, it's such a lovely watching you, both of you interact with each other. And he is here in India, he's working here in India, and you migrated finally to US. So that was, how did you get that opportunity to immigrate from here?
Well, what happened is in final year of college, I applied to many universities in US.
Yeah.
And I got accepted at 3 places. And one of the places was University of Houston, and other was Kansas, another was on Oregon. I decided to go to Houston because the weather of Houston was similar to weather of Delhi. And also there were several other people who were going from here to Houston. That's why I went over there.
Yes, okay. So, when you shifted to Houston after your studies, then you started the venture. When did you really start your venture?
Yeah, I got my master's in 1969, and I got my doctorate in 74. While I was doing my doctorate, I had a kind of full-time job. I was doing engineering and design and consulting work at that time. And in 75, after I graduated, 1 year after my doctorate degree, I started my own business, doing consulting work, doing piping design, stress analysis, and I've used my knowledge of strength of materials, forces, moments, stresses, moment of inertia, every day in my business.
Okay.
Even today, the product that I make, we test every day, the test for the loads, make sure stresses don't exceed the allowable limits. So some people say that you don't really use the knowledge that you gain at the university or the college when you go to college. No, sir. In my case, I'm using it every day, all the time.
Okay, that's fantastic. And I think in your piping technologies, you have hundreds of employees, I suppose, working in that organizations in Houston.
Yes, sir. I have about 750 people working in Houston. I have about 70, 80 engineers and some semi-skilled people, highly skilled people, welders, machinists, welders for exotic metals, ink alloy, haste alloy, and helpers and so on. Then I have a plant in New Hampshire where I have some people. This plant is more than 50 years old.
Okay.
And I have some people in California also. And I have a small operation in India. In fact, one in Okla, one in Gurgaon.
Okay, you have some in India also. You have some branches. Okay, that's fantastic. So now, being a venturist and then being a successful venturist, and then you aligned yourself to US so much that you have been part of that society, and that society has recognized you, recognized not only your presence, but has also recognized you culturally. You are accepted there as a part of the society. You are a member of many, you are I think many boards of managements with other universities, and I know I think I was reading somewhere or I saw a video, you were even invited for a dinner with Bush when Professor Dr. Manmohan Singh went there as a prime minister.
Right. So Americans are very nice people, wonderful people. Especially people in Houston are very welcoming. They don't discriminate. Even professors in US don't discriminate. When I went there in 67, my accent was different. They probably did not understand 30-40% of what I said. I did not understand 30-40% of what they said. But they were wonderful. They put in all their mind and soul into these students. They give 100% to these students. And this is the thing about American society. They value what you are. They don't worry about your color or what background you come from, most of the people. And yes, it was a unique experience to be in the White House, invited by Laura Bush for a special state dinner. And In fact, there, President Bush introduced me as my good friend from Texas to Dr. Manmohan Singh. He repeated 2-3 times. It felt good.
That's
That
fantastic.
President of US is introducing me as his friend from Texas.
Texas.
Not only that, when he came here, there was a story written in Hindustan Times of India about that Bill Clinton had Rampur and Bush has Lakhanpur. That was the title. It was probably half page, 1 page article in the newspaper.
Newspaper. That's fantastic.
I also, when I met him in 2001, when he became president, I presented him book on India, invited him to come to India, and had a lot of conversation with him. We were about 7-8 people. Out of 7-8, 2 Indians, other were from Taiwan, Philippines, and so on. 90 to 80% of the conversation took place between us, 2 Indians, and President Bush. Out of that, 70% of that conversation I had with President Bush, talking about India, inviting him to India.
That's fantastic. It makes us feel so proud, in fact, about you. And then you got such a great belongingness to Delhi Technological University that every time I see you feel like contributing more and more. I think lots of years back, 4-5 years back, you also contributed, made a contribution of something $10,000, I suppose. That was last year. $10,000 you contributed last year through your trust.
Yeah, this year.
This year. And prior to that also, 3-4 years back also, you had made a big contribution, I suppose.
I feel that it's good to give back. The institution that has given me so much, if I can do a small thing by giving a little bit, it's a good feeling for me. Things will go on without me, and things were going on without me, but it just makes you feel good.
Yeah. And that was perhaps for a department of design or something you had made?
Yeah, for biodiesel research and design lab.
And you are not ready to say what amount was it? Because I am not aware of the amount. What was it, sir?
$100,000.
$100,000. Such a huge amount. It needs an open mouth to say $100,000, which you contributed to Delhi Technological University. Makes us feel so proud. And then you made a $10,000 contribution last year, and are always willing to. I mean, God bless you for it. Now, as far as financial contribution, this is on the one side. There is another contribution which you are always willing to, and that is creating a network of our alumni. And now you took an initiative last year, and last year you had a get together in Houston, and you had a few families together, and then you made another get together that was on Deepavali, I suppose, and you had a get together of 75 people, and now again you are planning another get together of alumni of Delhi Technological University. That is supposed to be, I think, in San Francisco. And what is the target now, sir?
Well, other people are doing the work.
Nice.
There's a person in Houston named Mahesh Joshi.
Yes.
And he is connecting everybody, very dynamic man, hardworking guy. He works day and night. He is connecting with everybody. But yes, I've been trying to connect with the Delhi College of Engineering or DTU for a long time. Every time I come, I try to connect with some professors like Dr. Sastry, professors like Dr. Grover, and Professor Manda. I've connected with them, and I felt good about it, and that's why I continue to do it.
That's fantastic. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. It was fun interacting with you. It always motivates. It's always inspiring. So thanks for coming to our studio, and keep coming, sir.
Glad to do it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.